Okay, it's 1:50 a.m., February 19th, 2025, Eastern Standard Time. I forgot to put something on the dream that I did yesterday. The one where I said it was like the 3 days of darkness, and I knew that it was no one had electricity or anything outside, but in the home we had light and the cell phone was working and things like that. So if you haven't watched the video from yesterday, go watch it. But um, around the time of the dream that we were putting away the Christmas items or something like that, was standing in front of. Um, oh, okay. So around that time, and then I looked in the freezer and I saw the hamburger meat and things like that. Then I was standing at the kitchen sink with my husband, and I had a couple of times throughout the dream, I had touched my left tear duct, my left tear duct. And like instead of a tear coming out when I touched it or something like that, I know you can't do that, but when I touched it, like something was there and would come out. I know it sounds weird, but I know I had to put it on, and I was just reminded of it, so I'm putting it on. Um, and throughout the dream, I think I'd done it 3 times, okay? So the first 2 times throughout the dream, I just don't remember when, um, this thing came out of my left tear duct, and it was about the size of my palm, and it reminded me of like a snowflake, but like a thin, like a wafer thin piece of paper, but like a piece of bread, like piece of bread, but piece of paper, like paper bread or something. Maybe like a sushi bread. You know how you can get the rice paper and put it on your sushi? Something like that. It just reminded me of something that was like thin, and um, it was about the size of my palm, and it was round, but it was like octagon, but not really octagon. It had like edges to it, but not harsh edges, kind of like a snowflake. And then it was a full piece of paper, but it had the first 2 times they were white, I think, and it had like an embossing on it. You know how not an indent design on it, like an imprint, but it was raised up from it so you could feel it with your finger if you wanted to, right? But it was delicate, so if you felt it, it would like break a little bit, like really thin paper, or really thin cracker or something. It was, I don't know. And the embossing that it had on it, I'm calling it embossing because it was raised. The raised pattern that it had on it was a snowflake. If you make a cookie and you take your icing and you draw out like lines, like from this corner, that corner, and that corner, and then you draw little lines off of the snowflake and things like that. That's what it had on it. It was really pretty. Um, and then when I was standing at the sink with my husband, I felt my tear duct again, and another one came out, but this time it was blue thin wafer paper or something like that, blue thin paper, and it had the snowflake pattern on it, and it kind of like it had some kind of glittering to it or something, not like whatever. It was pretty, and I showed him, but I don't know what it was, and I don't know really what it means yet on that, but I know that I just remembered it. It just got brought back to me. Um, and so I'm recording it really quick so I don't forget to put it on.
Jesus paid it all.